All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Answer the Call. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am very sick. I tried to do Answer the Call a little bit earlier so I can just get off and rest and relax and try and get better. But we only had one caller, and the topic is quite broad and not very conversational. And I did tweet yesterday, turn off Xeno Threat. And I want to clarify kind of my experiences over the last week, and I think it is a discussion worthy topic, maybe in the comments. It certainly was in the Twitch chat this morning, um, where we had a free fly, during the beginning of the week. And during that free fly, obviously, things are a little bit harder to play. I think overall experiences were obviously much better than 318. I didn't play because we were assuming there was going to be a full wipe. As someone who likes to play the game, I have no. I don't care to play if I can't play, right? If there's no progression to be made. So I didn't play. And then out of nowhere on Thursday, 318-2 drops. Didn't even know it was coming. No, big post, hey, we're thinking about dropping 318-2. I'm out to dinner celebrating with Emmy that this was our one time out. Hey, we're going to celebrate full time content creation. Very exciting, all that jazz. And I get home and I'm already starting to not feel well. And I'm like, all right, I'm super tired. I'm going to lie down and rest. And then I see I just see people talking about 318-2 live. And I'm like, what? Crazy. And then there wasn't a full wipe. And I was like, oh my God, I would have played. So it turns out they did. They wiped only the things you purchased and not your money or your reputation. Awesome. So let's start out with the positives there. They didn't have to wipe, right? So the assumption was that there was enough database fixes that need to happen and that things were still problematic. Some people said that their rep was wiped. I don't know. Okay. I only go by what I hear here because I didn't even play the .1 patch. They didn't have to do it. Maybe they had to do it with certain people, but not others. Who knows? But overall, that is a positive takeaway that they didn't have to do it because their fixes probably worked. Good news. Good news for future wipes. I know a lot of people are afraid. Are we going to get wiped in 319? Well, given that they didn't have to from .1 to .2, the hope would be that there would be no wipe going into 319, 320, and so on for a little while at least. That would be really nice. Personally, though, the only thing that matters to me is items, right? The things that I like to do is try to get as many player-to-player interaction as possible. And my type of enjoyable and my type of gameplay is progressing as far as I can and aiding others in progression by selling them things. For example, sniper rifles, railguns, things like that. We've done gun running since the game has launched, and we're doing quite well as far as finding guns and things like that. So that experience has been fantastic. And the reason that experience has been fantastic is you barely have to interact with any gameplay systems in order to look for guns. You have to take off, land, enter a bunker, and loot a container. So overall, things have been wonderful for me. Anybody who's trying to play the game, earn reputation through missions, PvP, dogfighting, anything, are really struggling. And I see a lot of people in the community getting really frustrated with the experience. And that's kind of why I wanted to do the podcast today. Unfortunately, we didn't get too many people to come on and talk about it. It is quite early. Again, I apologize. Because I wanted to hear the points of view of people on that. And it's sad that I wasn't able to. But my experience overall was quite good because I avoided the problems. But then, after the first day, they launched Xeno Threat. Why? Xeno Threat was in the 3.18.2 PTU. The game was unplayable. Your data was collected there. You got your data. It just seems like it was part of a ship sale to me. And the communication to me is that well over 50% of the Xeno Threat events did not complete. Now, that's just what backers are saying. In my Twitch chat, very skewed, not good data, right? I would love to hear the data coming from Star Citizen on how many of these Xeno Threat missions actually completed. But even someone as myself who wasn't engaging with any gameplay systems now couldn't open an inventory. 400 seconds to open an inventory during a Xeno Threat event. The game became completely unplayable. Completely unplayable. All for selling Xeno Threat game packages is what it seems like to me. So my experience was horrendous. But here's the deal. Hellhawk, if you're still here, there's somebody else that's popped in to the channel. Let's try to do some quick call-ins. I'm going to do my best to not sneeze and not cough into the microphone. Let's try to do a podcast here. All right. Let's see if we can make this happen. I've said my piece. I've clarified my tweet and why I said what I said. It's because it made the game unplayable. And the live servers need to be treated as such. I waited a year of 3.17 and another 6 months of waiting for this crap, right? 4 months, I guess, for 3.18 to be playable. And then immediately you put an event that makes it unplayable. It just feels like a kick right in the crotch. It sucks. So, Hellhawk, hello. Can you hear me? Testing mic, Hellhawk. No, I'm muted. Hellhawk, hello. It's me. It's not you. Hello, can you hear me? One more time. There we go. Hello, Hellhawk.
Yeah, let me mute the stream real quick.
Okay.
All right, we are good.
Cool. So lots of things, but how you feeling?
I think 18.2 has been absolute trash so far, which is slightly disappointing. We had a massive org event for the first time in a long time, where we tried to put something together for Xeno, and we have players in Australia, North America, and Europe, and it felt like, depending on which server we were on, we were playing two different games.
Sure.
I've got guys calling out, "Hey, there's someone attacking you," and I'm like, my scopes are clear. There's
invisible, invisible attackers. That's been a fun experience so far, yeah.
Invisible attackers desync to the point where I'm not even able to play. I think the only team that actually got to do something and it worked were the Marines that were clearing out the Starfarers and then looting the crates. But otherwise, to me, like you said, why after first you disincentivize us to play the game for 3 months, saying, "Oh, 18's right around the corner. 18's right around the corner." Then we can't log in. And then, "Oh, we're going to wipe, so don't play." And it's just like, you got to give us some time to actually enjoy the game, maybe for a couple weeks before you start doing this testing crap.
I don't think it's a test. That's the thing, is anyone who argues it's a test, they already did it in the PTU. The test already happened. So yeah. Anyone who's arguing that it's a test, it to me is kind of silly for, to try to be respectful towards them, because it's how. What data did you get differently? The server FPS went from 15 to 20, that a server that I was on, down to 5 the moment Xeno started running.
Yeah.
What more data do you need than that? It's unoptimized.
I do think it was more of a ship sale than anything, but it's like, regardless, you got to give us some time to actually play the damn game. before you start doing that. And we
Yeah.
have a massive ship sale coming around the corner. Like, just give us a couple of weeks, guys.
Yeah. It did seem just like so, as always, completely disconnected to what's going on. It's so silly to me. And it just comes down to, it's something that I've been trying to communicate for a really long time. The live servers need to be treated like a live server more, not completely. I obviously understand it's an alpha, but be treated more like a live server than they have been. And this is like a shining example of that for me.
Yeah, I think the only cool thing I can say that happened, well, first of all, I like the delivery system. To me is like a neutral thing. It's like, okay, to me it is what it is. If it makes it easier for me to get in game, great. But the one thing I did like, I got my first soft death in PvP.
Okay.
I got taken out my Hornet. I got some cool footage of the Hornet spiraling out of control, and I was able to eject. Kind of opens up rescue and recovery gameplay, so that was a positive. But it still is one of those, oh, this is what this game could be once we can actually play the damn game. It's still, But that's my thought in a nutshell. It's crap. Can't wait for 18.3.
How was your experience before Xeno went live? Did you play it on the initial night that it came out?
I didn't play on the initial night. I played, I think, 2 weeks into 18, and then I played here and there in 18.1. But I mean, up till then, it was fine. It was just, once you could get in the game, it was enjoyable. I knew that PES
we knew this was going to be rough.
Right. We knew it was going to be terrible. And I think, sadly, that as they come out with the next level of technology, so we have PES, next is server meshing. So until that's implemented, I have a feeling these massive events, this is how it's just going to feel. So I kind of hope that they just let us play the game and then hold off on these big, like Orison, please God, no. Let's not do that. Figure your shit out first, and then let's start looking at the events again.
Yeah. I'm seeing a few people in chat saying, like, before Xeno 18.2 was running awesome. That was my experience. A lot of people are complaining about pressing a button for a door and the door not opening right away, or trying to leave your ship. All these delays. We had these delay issues in the PTU. They implemented a fix, and it was snappy, right? And then Xeno Threat went live, and the snappiness went away. The only time I've had issues is when Xeno is running. That's it.
Yeah, it's just the sheer volume of crap running.
Yep.
Like they have to keep track of all of that now.
Yeah.
It's, again, this, I think a couple weeks ago I had mentioned, like, I'm concerned with the ability to scale. And, like, this is a prime example. And I know this is the first time they've run it since they've put this system in place, and once the other technology I just
server
said
meshing.
Thank you. Once server meshing comes into play, they'll be able to distribute the load better. But
yes, but if the load
how
is
many
still
servers?
But if the load, like, for example, the expectation long term, I don't know if short term, would be bigger player versus player fleet battles, and things like that. And how much will a single server be able to handle if it can't handle Xeno Threat? So
and this has got me worried for larger ship gameplay, because if we can't do this with AI that are basically, they're not even entities, they're just in the ship. How the hell are we going to do this with players?
Yeah.
But
kind of crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I guess is that all you got, or?
No, man, I'm not going to hold you up. That was all I had. I just wanted to. I missed last week, so I figured I'd hop in. But feel better, and
thank you.
Thanks for streaming that thing this morning. I had no idea that was going on. And like you said, that was one of the best events I've seen in a long, long time.
Yeah, it was great. He's referencing Con 42, which was like a German community event where some devs showed up and answered a lot of really good questions. If there's any links to YouTube video or whatever, I'll post it down below, but there is a Twitch stream link, and I'll post that down below for you guys, so you can check that out. But All right, Hellhawk, we'll let you go and bring on our next and what looks like maybe final caller.
All right, man. Later.
All right, later, dude. All right. Stucky, can you hear me?
Yes, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Just turn you up a little bit. And yeah, so what are your initial, what do you want to talk about on this, I guess?
Well, let's see. First of all, I'm just happy to be finally talking to you. You're actually one of the first Star Citizen streamers I ever watched. Way back.
And you're still here? I was such a whiny, like way whinier, more complainy back then. How long ago was this?
I mean, this was back when like everything first started.
Oh,
like,
so we were still in full Imagine Land. Okay.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. We were all in Imagine Land at that point.
It was you, Saurus, and somebody that used to somebody streamed a fish tank all the time. I can't remember who that was.
Geek Domo, maybe.
Maybe. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I've been following the game since 2012. Backed in 2013, and yeah.
And here we are still.
And here we are still, exactly. Yeah, as far as 3.18.2 goes, so yeah, I had issues. I was one of the folks that couldn't even log into 3.18.
Same.
And then tax season was going. I'm an accountant, so it was.
Oh yeah, you're busy then.
Full on tax time, so I don't really have a whole lot of time to play the game either way. So I pretty much was like, okay, well, I'll just skip out, wait till 3.18.1 comes. 3.18.1 comes, I was pretty much really in tax mode because that's when all the latecomers were coming. So I didn't play 3.18.1, especially when I heard there was going to be a wipe for 3.18.2 anyway.
Yeah.
So 3.18.2, I guess I found out it's out. I don't even get a chance to play it until yesterday.
Oh, so Xeno already started.
Right. So now I have a different experience from apparently everybody because first of all, I love that's my event. That's the one event I always love to play.
Yeah, and if you don't mind me jumping in,
yep,
it's great. It's a great event. Like I didn't say shut it down because it wasn't a good event. It's the one event that like puts everything together. It's really great. But dude, come on, you know?
So I had zero issues with it. Now, granted, I only played it once yesterday for about 3 hours, but I jumped into the game. The only thing, the selling kiosks didn't work.
So how did you complete the mission?
Once it started, so I just jumped in, jumped in my ship and just did the fighting part.
Okay.
And I just kind of helped out that way. I just kept fighting stuff. Was going once all the fighters were cleared, I was going to jump out and at least help folks load their ships, and then realized I didn't have a
tractor beam.
A tractor beam, and I couldn't buy one. But otherwise, I still had a ball. You know, dogfighting NPCs and fighting the capital ships and everything.
You said you didn't have any issues, though. Did the mission complete?
Well, the mission did complete.
Okay, so you weren't able to sell for some reason.
But I wasn't able to buy anything or sell anything.
But others were. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I still enjoyed it because I said that's one of the reasons I will always try to find time to jump back in to the game to play it. So I was happy to see it, but I see that other folks are having real issues with it, and that does suck.
Did you feel wronged by the weird communication around the wipe at all? Before you answer, I don't think I gave really mine. I more looked at it as a positive that they didn't have to, than I was totally wronged by Xylo's communication there. But at the same time, like, bro, they haven't gotten anything right for like 4 months straight. Like, it's getting kind of ridiculous. It's very clear that there's some miscommunication problems going on, and they need to get their shit together. There's no other way to say it than that. But I'm not like super mad about it or anything.
Well, no, agreed. It didn't affect me because again, I didn't even step foot into 3.18.1.
Yeah.
So
Same.
basically, that wipe carried over to 3.18.2. So all of my money was still there. I still have all the ships that I bought over the year. So it didn't really hurt me. I do know some folks that once they heard there was supposed to be a wipe again for 3.18.2, they were like, "Oh well, I don't need to save up money or whatever. I can go buy stuff." Go try things out and spent all of their money, and then Friday rolls around or whenever 3.18.2 came out, and they're like, "Hey, I've only got like a grand in the bank."
Yeah. It's
And
pretty fucked up. Like,
yeah,
my perspective is it wasn't bad, but a lot of people like gave their money to people, and yeah.
I almost did. I almost gave my money to my brother so he could buy a ship.
I gave some money to one of my friends, but it wasn't much. It was just $100K, but I mean,
almost gave
I think I
him
had
all
300. That's it,
Yeah, I had like a little over 200,000, I think, and I was going to give him it all because he was short like 400,000 to get a ship that he wanted to try out. So I was like, well, I can go on and give you mine, and he was like, nah, that's okay. I'll just wait or whatever. But he
Nice.
he did eventually go out and buy other stuff, and he lost all of his money too. So
Yeah, so just like get on the same page. Let's get on the same page with that. And it's not that big of a deal. It's just,
it's
just
not
318.2. It's, we're not making real progress yet, but it's just like, come on, man.
But it does suck when they tell you one thing and then it's like something completely different.
Yeah.
And that's not cool. And it wouldn't be so bad if this was like the first time that happened. Oh, we goofed, we made a mistake, but it seems to be happening more frequently.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like I don't know if sometimes sometimes they feel like they need to say something, but they don't really know. But in that case, it's just better to come out and say, well, we I don't really know what the plans are yet.
Yeah.
Or something. Don't say something and then, or if there is a change, even if it's last minute, say something.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I goofed. Turns out there will be something. I'm sorry for what I said earlier, but these are the current plans now. Something.
Yeah.
Don't just everybody that's gonna suck, and then it just hits.
Like you find out through the patch notes.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, the patch notes. When I looked at the patch notes when I finally updated the game yesterday, the patch note still says there was a wipe and everybody was starting with 200 grand.
Really? Okay.
Yes, the patch notes actually said that.
What a mess.
Well, yeah, that part is that's just awful. Yeah. So, and then I have extra ships in my hangar too that I don't know why. I remember my brother told me Friday night that he had Arrow and
those are because you can't customize your ship in Arena Commander.
Oh, so they're just giving everybody.
They're PvP focused Arrow and Gladius builds.
Okay.
So they're just giving everybody that, and then the MSR is because the Cutlass kills you when you go in the bed. So you'll have one of those as well.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, some reason
and a blade,
I have 3 arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a blade. Yeah, some reason I have 3 arrows in my hangar. So
something screwed up. Something screwed up then. But yeah. I don't know. It's funny because it's like just upsetting from the point of like, dude, it's been 10 years. Get it together. It's not really like it isn't the end of the world, but it's just how it's hard to trust you when you've just gotten it wrong so many times in a row. I do not trust any communication at the moment. None.
Agreed.
And that trust needs to be earned at this point. And it's been that way for a while. So I just ignore from this point forward, basically.
Yeah, it's like I say, after 10 years, it's like you think they'd learn a couple of things, but the communication thing, which I felt like was getting better, and
you don't have to learn if there's no consequences for your bad actions, right? They keep making millions of dollars. They keep doing all these things. There has not been a big consequence for these actions, and why learn? Nothing bad happens from their end. They're not us, so they don't know what it feels like. And, they pretend to be empathetic, but I don't think the moment you're in working there's no way you can kind of truly understand anymore what it's like to sit here and be waiting and be communicated without having all the information the way they do. And yeah, it just is what it is in that case. And yeah, we just want them to be better, because I think a lot of people in the community want to share the game with their friends and exciting, and are excited about it, but they're embarrassed. I'm embarrassed too in a lot of ways, right? Why would I? Why would I?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. I don't know. It's just, but I still enjoy the game. But I'm definitely
Same.
not as much into it as I was when, back in the day. I was gung ho when I found out about it in 2012. I felt like I
what would you
almost
need?
made the game happen. Personally, I would need Squadron 42.
Okay.
That's what I originally signed up for. I was a huge Wing Commander fan.
Same.
2012, I'm sitting at work wondering whatever happened to the guy that made those games, and I looked it up, and apparently he had just did an article in some magazine where he was talking about he was making some game.
Oh, good timing.
Yeah, and I was like, did I just make this happen? I can't believe this. He's
Yeah.
coming back to games, and he's making the exact game I want. Oh, this is going to be great. This was a month before the Kickstarter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was so excited, but by the time I got off of work, I totally forgot for dang near a year.
Yeah.
And then I was at work taking a break, and I was on YouTube in my office, and I saw something called Wingman's Hangar, where they were talking about Squadron 42 development. And I was like, wait a minute. Squadron 40, that sounds fair. Wait, that's that game I was supposed to back. And, the Kickstarter obviously had already been over.
Yeah.
Over the next week, I watched all the back episodes of it, and then I finally played it in October 2013 when they were just about to end the physical pledges.
Yep.
So I got like the Rear Admiral one that came with like the Constellation and all of that stuff.
Cool.
And
I had a similar story where I found out about the Kickstarter through a forum, and I was like, Kickstarter, that sounds like a scam. That's weird. And and then a year later, I saw some more content on it and was like, okay. So April 2013, I think, was when I bought.
yeah, I think because I forgot who the first guy to do the first video game Kickstarter I ever heard of. I was like, oh, this is going to be a disaster. What are you talking about? You're letting folks that that usually make the games that usually have to be pushed, or they'll never release the game. Now they have no one to answer to. This is going to be terrible. But like I said, I was a huge Wing Commander fan, so I was throwing my wallet at the screen as soon as I saw it.
Yeah.
So, so unfortunately, I'm the issue.
Yes, we all are. We all are. I did back then too. So
yeah.
But all right, Stucky, it sounds like we're coming to an end, and
yeah,
I can't stop coughing, so I'm gonna let you guys go.
All right, thanks, man.
It was great talking to you, and yeah, appreciate the kind words as well. Glad you stuck around after all these years and through the ups and downs.
Oh, I'm still here. I just work from home now, so I watch you almost every morning. I'm usually not awake to jump on here, so I was glad I was able to jump out of bed and
thank you.
Grab the mic real quick. So
thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. I'm glad we ended up taking calls. Thank you. All right, talk to you soon. Bye now. All right, that was a short answer to the call. Just to kind of throw something up there and clarify my feelings on things. We do have something I guess I could share for you on YouTube. Let me see if I can get it up here. We've been sponsored all week by Call of Dragons. There it goes. We've hit a lot of the goals, but the main goal that we need to hit now is 140 people to level 5. So it is 28 people. That's it. So let's try and push this a little bit to the YouTube audience. I will put a link down below, as well as a link to a Discord guide on how to get in it. We're doing a huge giveaway, Star Citizen giveaway through Call of Dragons, the game. The link may not work for you initially. It's got a tracking link, so ad blockers really hate it. And it takes about, like 10 to 15 minutes to hit level 5. Super easy. We hit the other goals. If we hit all 3 goals, which is 28 people, so share this with your friends, do whatever you need to do. We're doing a huge giveaway of 5 ships. So 28 people sign up by the end of Monday and hit level 5. We're giving away a 400i, a Nomad, an Alpha, Mustang Alpha, a Antares, and a Vulture. This is super easy to do. It's really great. Make sure you change your name to a Discord name. The only way we're going to be able to find you is through my Discord, through the game, or through Twitch chat, YouTube comments, things like that. So make it something we can follow along with, and then we'll do our best to reach out to you. The best place is Discord. We can just at you and then confirm you're you and do the giveaway. It's perfect. Not the full Discord name with numbers, just your name. We can at you and we can go through the process of figuring out exactly who you are. All right. Our mods are great. They've been putting everything together. Basically, you'll join one of our alliances. There's 2 alliances. One, if you really enjoy the game and want to play it hardcore, and we're owning our server. And then there's the other one, which the one that's the normal one is Squadron 42. That's the name of the org, Squadron 42, SQ42. And the other one is Scammed, for if you just want to be a part of the giveaway. Okay, so thank you all for watching today. Thank you for your support so far on Call of Dragons all week. And please, let's try to hit that. This is really important for becoming a full-time streamer. Essentially, hitting these goals makes up for an entire month of streaming. Things like that for me. So would really, really appreciate your support. It's about 15 minutes of your time. That's it. Super, super simple. So thank you very much, guys. Have a great day. I will see you on Tuesday, and I'll see you guys on Weekend Review tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye, everyone.